You're live. I'm off of... Ma, you never grounded me for a week. Anyway, hold on a second. Hi, Tuck. How you doing? You cooling down, bud? It's nice to be here. I'm going to wait a couple minutes because I didn't realize I was so late. I forgot. I just set the time to start these. And then I go on doing stuff. And then I come back to it. And then I'm like, oh, shoot. I am really late. Good boy, Benny. You want to sit by Grandma Retta? Come here. Come here, Benno. Come here. Ben, come here. Come here. Goofy. Benny says hi. Tut Tuck says hey. Ma, you said hey? Hey? Artie Pants and Luna Tickles back there. It's been 7 days. It feels like a long time since I've done a video. Stan Lee says hey. Sorry, Stan Lee, didn't mean to exclude you there, bud. Didn't realize you were awake. He's awake. I'm gonna wait a minute here. I'll be right back. What's that? He's a happy cat. They're all so happy. Now you get something to drink. You drinking your water? Yeah. Alright. Am I drinking my water? Artie Pants, are you on guard? You guarding the roast? I don't know what I said to get a strike on my channel. Good boy, Tuck. Good boy. Go. Good boy, Tuck. Good boy. Going up? Good dog. Here, good dog. Oh, did you see him jump? No. He'd leap. He leapt up there.
Oh, good boy. Very good.
He freaking popped right up. I have a story about that over by itself. You want this?
Oh, that feels good.
Is anybody there? Nobody's there? Alright, I'll wait a couple more minutes. I'll wait a couple minutes. Someone's got to be around. It's Friday? Oh, it's that weekend before that I used to like Halloween. I have more love for God, and I feel like I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it shifted. I can't have love for Halloween and God, and it's weird that people do. I like fall. I like the season. It just represents too much dark stuff, and people are like, no, just make it whatever, you make things whatever that. No, dude, a lot of people out there, I don't make people do weird, evil, wicked shit. They do it on these holidays to pay homage for whatever God, Lucifer, Satan they believe in. And I'm not paying homage to their crap. That's what gives their God power, when people believe in stuff that their gods want them to do. When society co-signs the shit of just the nastiest sides, the lower chakra living in society, like people are, inclined to do, chasing sensations is what I call it. And I think about all the resources that are put into paying homage to freaking not good orderly direction. You didn't get the spot. Hi, welcome to my name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Benny Tucker's up there. You gotta come back later. He's mad. He's gonna throw a tantrum. He's stopped too. He's gonna knock over the... Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Come on. Pull it down. Good dog. Good dog. So it's been an eventful week for me. I'll recap a little bit. I got all kinds of stories. That's what I do. I would like to take a moment. I don't do this very often, but I get, people say things kind of weirds me out. So I'm not a malicious person. And I'm not into like divination stuff where people like are so into astrology they can predict when, they can predict things. I'm not into that's not what God intended for me to how God intended for me to live my life. God, good orderly direction. I ain't big on religion. I ain't never been big on religion. I'm about the spirit and what people do with their spirit. And a lot of people don't deny that they even have one. They're just, oh, we're just going to live this life. They give themselves all the permission they need to not live from their spirit, from their heart. More and more evidence every day. I went and got, I don't eat out a lot. I cook a lot. I'm cooking more and more. I'm making a pot roast right now. And, so I don't want to cook tomorrow. We lay low around here during eclipses. And, we're just gonna go within and have a nice chill day, huh, Ma? Right. So I went out today. It's a pretty eventful day today, but to rewind. Here. We'll go lay down over there. To recap what happened earlier this week, so I don't eat because in where I live, I live in a tourist town, so the prices are so expensive because you got people that they're catering to that have way more income than I do. Benny, get out of there! What the hell, dude? You goofy. I'm glad they're all feeling perky and stuff. Go sit down. What happened was with that. Oh, let me focus here. So, Benny's being ornery. I'm just grateful that they all feel good and they're all healthy. They're all old dogs, So I just, whatever. So I stopped at this restaurant outside of town to get me and Mom, I'll get us like a combination plate and we'll split it because between the two of us we don't eat that much. We eat like the equivalency of one person, with the hearty appetite. So I ordered my food and then I know it's gonna take a while, so like I went out to my car to get something and I went back inside. And I was like, oh, they have a candy machine. I want me to get me some of those jelly beans, right? So I unlock the car, go in, get a quarter, close the door, go back inside, get my jelly beans. I'm waiting, I'm getting the layout of how the lady that took the order. We had a nice conversation because, I'm going to go to this meeting about tourism here in Taos. I would love... Stop it. I would love for people to come into Taos and visit. Tell them Heyoka sent you. I would really like to contribute. See, but I don't want them to use words like tourism. I want them to use words like traveler. Because I don't like tourists. I like travelers. Tourists are pretentious a-holes that clog up society and just act like the world revolves around them. And they don't care about the people that live there. They just want to do what they want to do when they want to do it with their big stupid trucks and their big dumb camper trailers, living that best life. And I don't like tourists. I like travelers. It's a heart space. There is a huge difference if people pay attention. What do you want? Go. Go. You need an escort? Go. Go lie down. Thanks. Bye. So, People are gonna be goofy tonight. They're gonna drink too much. They're gonna carry on. Then it's already less is more because the veil's threat. Then there's gonna be a lot of life lessons learned tonight. That is for sure. Every bad decision is a life lesson to be had. Are you gonna repeat the behavior or stop it? A lot of people freaking live on merry-go-rounds. They just keep repeating the same consequential behavior over and over and over. And it's not what God intended. Like the whole idea of freaking Halloween. God wants us to be authentic human beings. Not pretend like we're somebody else, acting out, weird fantasies that you think, for one night you can play them out, God doesn't want people to be full of gluttony either. And the idea of just going out and get bags of freaking candy, I mean, obesity's a problem in this nation, man. Health, it's a scarcity in this, and health, I directly equate a healthy temple with, healthy mind, body, and spirit. So there's a lot of people going around acting like they're, in some kind of balanced way, and they're not. They're fakes and frauds, unauthentic. So, anyway, they cooked up the food. I go out to get in the Suburban. Boom. It's locked. Go in my pocket. Where are my keys? Go up on my tippy toes. Look in the window. Oh, shit. They're right there on the seat. I'm about 7 miles from home. I called my landlady, and her mom's 94. I called her cell phone. She didn't answer, and it's cell service in this town it's like people die because they can't because cell service is so crappy. Anyway, it's just terrible. I guess it's like that. People all over the place. It's like, I mean, you pay for a service, maybe you'll get the service. Probably not, but even if you don't, it don't matter, because if you call, you ain't gonna get a real person anyway, because they just, they have so much separation and division. So it wasn't something that I wanted to call AAA for. So I was on a little adventure, so I needed to hitchhike or get 7 miles to get my spare key. And I had already been gone a good little while, but I know Mom was okay. And so I asked 5 people. I asked 5 people inside the restaurant if they would give me a ride. And nobody said no. They just gave me some bullshit excuse why they couldn't. Okay? Right? So this is evidence when I go to my meeting and I discuss why I don't like tourists, because every single one of those people, none of those people I asked were local. Now, it doesn't local tour. Now that doesn't change the heart space to me as far as people that are willing to live acts of service. Those are just descriptive words that I use. I have no emotional freaking attachment to any town, any land, any geography. I think loyalty to geography is weird shit. When people care more about this land, than they care about their neighbor that lives in close proximity to the land in which they are on and share and commune. It's all lip service as far as I'm concerned. So, after 5 people turned me down, a couple were like this one lady, she was a panhandler. Her husband was considering it, but I think he was trying to sober up out the back seat. I don't know. I just didn't really have time to listen for him to decide if he was going to help me out. So I did come across a man who was willing to help me. It cost me $40. He was a local. $40. I had $20 that I had accounted to give him for gas, and then I was like, he's like, man, I can't take it. He said if I had gas, I said we can go over to the pump. I got my card. I'll put $20 in gas right now. And he said okay. And then we're on the way out, and he's like, giving me his woe sob story, you know, about his life. And he's like, man, $20 would really help me out. And I said, Marge, just give it to. And so just tell him, you know, get it. Just let him know. Yeah, okay, dude, I'll give you the other $20, because you're really helping me out. So I'll really help you out. It just really sucks that freaking favors cost so much these days. And there are a lot. That's what I speak out about. Is there so many people in this planet that like that people of a consciousness don't even look at. People with addictions, people, you know, travelers living on the streets. That's what I want to do. I want to have a place where all people can go. You know, and that's the thing is like, Marge, you got to be careful with that. Everybody's welcome stuff. No alcohol. Everybody with it, you know, within their spirit are welcome. Alcohol removes your spirit, and I know this because I allowed it to happen to me for a number of years. It's a tool of divination. It allows freaking demons in and stuff like that. And I just don't want to deal with the drama that comes with all that stuff. So it will be a dry campus. There's plenty of other places for people to sleep that want to get, you know, liquored up and all that stuff. Go sleep in the parking lot at Walmart or, you know, the travelers. But I want to have a place where people can come and like work on their cars, fix their cars and stuff like that, out of the winter cold elements and stuff. Because there's more lower economic, you know, lower, like young freaking girls live in the van, just so much van life living. Like people, ultimately one day these people are going to want to settle down. Good luck. I wish everybody well in the hunt for freaking I think everybody deserves a shelter, home, roots. I think everybody, you know, as long as you're born on this planet, you should entitle everyone a shelter. And it don't, and that's weird to me. But so things are getting pretty good in the world, you know. Aside from running, okay. So that was the one day. So now I locked my keys in the car, right? And then that was one day. And then the next day, what was it? I go into town and I could smell like radiator fluid, right? Water. I could smell that sweet, like in hot steam. Like, I got a broken hose in there. I just drove the van up to freaking Colorado. Thank goodness that this didn't happen on the road trip to Colorado, right? That would have been a much more unpleasant ordeal for me, you know? So it happened, and then I get to the post office, and there was a man there, and he was super eager, willing to help. Now, I understand that men are not, you know, men are just, every place I've ever gone, it's like they've never known any competent women. Well, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marge. I'm a very competent woman. I was a mechanic in the United States Air Force. I've done a lot of stuff, you know. I got degree, you know. I'm very educated. I'm a very smart woman. I'm very capable, right? So I lift up the hood, and this guy comes over, you know, and okay, I determine what the issue is. There was a hose that's off the heater sink. And so I'm thinking, okay, how long have I been? How long do I got? You know, I called the lady who I was gonna go over and get. She wanted me to stop and get tomatoes. I made tomato sauce earlier this week with the tomatoes that I harvested too. It was good, huh, Ma? I'm gonna do that again. Grow tomatoes and make my own sauce. I'm pretty good at it. Now put it on the list of things old Marjo can do, huh, Ma? So called her. I said, I'm having some car trouble. She's like, oh, that's all right. I'm on my way out to go help some lady with the dog anyway. And I was like, I'm on my way over to your house. You know, my car broke. I called you, let you know, and out of courtesy, I wasn't going to get a call that you weren't leaving, you know? So I was like, all right, well, I don't got to show up there. That's cool, whatever. And so, hey, girl, hey. And so, this guy gave me a ride to the parts store to get antifreeze, and I should have just got a cable hose right then. And he was like lollygagging, like, all right, he had something to do, and he just I kind of think he drank too much, and like he had a little wet brain action going on. He had the glassy eyes, he's a little jaundice in the skin, real nice guy, you know. He just people put stuff on their brain, it makes it soft where it doesn't like fire real good. So, you know, like he had me going here and like, and it was like stuff was like weird. Like he's like, we'll just go over here and get my tools. I said, I'm not trying to go all over the place. He said, oh, it's not a problem. And then it was like, oh, I've been working for this guy for 20 years. And then he called the guy, you know, he says, is it locked? The guy's like, yeah, it's locked. You know, and he sounded like annoyed that he had to talk to the guy. Like the guy didn't sound like he was somebody that he wanted to talk to, right? And he was with his mom, who was, you know, she was probably older than mom. So I didn't feel like the guy was any threat or anything. He was very helpful. He just wasn't very pragmatic. Like he was all over the place. And I just need to get this hose put on my car so I can get home. So he took me to the store. I bought 2 jugs of antifreeze, and he's like, "Well, bring it, you know, now bring it here and get the cable." I said I should have just got the cable, took it with me, right? And then he said I just cut this piece off, and the guy's, "Oh no, you need specially rated high pressure hose," you know. And I'm like, that is dude. They have it on reels in the back, you know, where they just cut a piece off for you. Right? You just kind of fold it however you need to go. Some, like the radiator hose up or lower, they have special bends and kinks in them. But there's a lot of hoses that are just from here to here. So it took me some time. It just was just like, I was kind of waiting, floating this week, and so I only had so much, and I wanted to make sure the electricity bill went through, and so I was watching my pennies this week, and so it just sucked that I had to give a guy $40 for gas to come home to drive freaking 14 miles, 7 miles each way, and then for the, you know. It's just whatever. That's why I help people, because I know that there's so few people, number 1, that are even willing to help, and number 2, that are even capable of helping. Like, a lot of people, like, maybe they want to help, but they're just like, duh, what can I do? They're all monotone. That doesn't sound fun. I'm not going to do that. I started a new channel, Third Eye Activism. Yeah. I'm gonna, so if anything happens to this one, then people can find me there if they care to. I got a meeting I'm going to on November 2nd to talk about tourism. I'm never gonna stop, like I learned from the time that I was a little girl, 3 years old, that the world is like the ocean. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, and nothing that I am is gonna stop it. So there are just ways that I need to interject myself in society to make sure that things don't get too out of hand, you know? Because, like, I go out and around and I ask, look, what do you think about tourists? How do you feel about them? You can tell me. You know, and I get my own consensus, because I don't even like the demographics of what these people are. I don't like their data points. They sit in a chair and they pick people. They pick local business owners and they ask them, how come none of them set up a chair and a table with the table tent and out in front of the laundromat and say, hey, let's talk about how you feel about tourists. with the people at the laundromat. Those are the folks that matter. They're the backbone of the community. Their voices don't count? I think they do. So, if people are gonna freaking, do so, you got to make sure people are represented. All the voices are represented, and that just hasn't happened in I don't know how long. Oh, in this video talked, I was gonna ask for people to pray for me, for protection and stuff like that. Because evidently people want bad things to happen to me. And I live in Taos and it's full of fucking witches and shit like that. And it's full of all kinds of people that just wish ill will on people and do their dark magic and their spells and stuff like that. It's beyond like making fire cider, and stuff. It's anybody that has a malicious heart where they want to cause harm to anybody else. I don't want to cause harm. I'm trying to bring I want people to see how they are causing harm to themselves in their own lives. That's all I'm trying to do. And people say that I impose shame, fat shame or whatever. I don't impose shame on anybody. Like beauty, shame, emotions, they're all based on the recipient, the eye of the beholder. Whoever is witnessing life, they are experiencing the emotion. Nothing out there, we are autonomous beings. Nothing out there can make us feel any kind of way. No person out there, we give people the power up and over to make people hurt our feelings. I've done it. I've given so many people permission on this planet to hurt my feelings. I don't do it anymore. There's nobody out there has ever been there enough in my life where I'm going to give anybody permission that they can say something that's going to intentionally want to hurt my feelings. I don't say things to hurt people's feelings. I say things so people are aware that everything that we do in life has a consequence. We have free will. It's unfortunate that people have used their free will to cause so much harm to themselves, and then they feel bad with their poor choices. And then that goes out and reflects into the world. They show up into the world. Just the level of the withholder. Just people that want to stop people from doing what they're doing. Today was a pretty good day. For me, it was a terrible day for a family in Hondo. I'm going to make a video later. Today was all in all, it was a pretty good... I understand that life is full spectrum, and there's a lot of people that are going through life-altering events right now. And my day, so I went into town, went to the grocery store, got some things so I don't have to go out for a few days. I don't like going out in eclipses and stuff. And stopped at the park, saw a couple of buddies, saw my buddy, and we went to go see his horses. That's his baby horse that's in the thumbnail. Right? And that was so cool. Because we were whistling and then all these 5 horses come on. And I've had irrational fears of horses. And that tells me that's some past life stuff. So it's nice for me to be around horses. And I was literally they were surrounding me. It was pretty cool. I got all kinds of pictures. I showed Mom. I came home to show Mom. So many pictures. I mean, it was just so cool. Good boy, Benny. He's the stone carver. He's my friend that's a stone carver, too. That's fun. What the heck? That's when they were walking up. It was cool. It was so cool. Be around God's creatures like that, you know? Yeah, it was cool. And then I came home and I couldn't park the Suburban in the back in my parking spot because the neighbor's dippy dog was laying in the driveway. Like, I got out of the Suburban, so okay, you're a good girl, get out of the way, and it just rolled on its back, stuck its tail between its leg, and I was just like, and I had food in the car, so I couldn't, I was just like, whatever, so I parked in front. Benny's mad because Tucker's up on top of on the dog gate, on the dog kennel, and that's his spot. So I just parked in front, brought the groceries in. Then I was like, well, I'm gonna go up to the John Dunn Bridge because it's like 2 miles from my house, and the fall colors are out and it's super pretty. So I went up there and got some footage to make some reels and stuff like that, and went walking through the Rio Grande. That was kind of, my shoes are still wet. And then headed back, and I was like, oh shit, I saw this big old black cloud of smoke. And I freaking tried to call 911. Like I was saying earlier, the cell service where I live is awful, and it was always my understanding that even if you had like SOS, like you didn't have no service, it didn't no matter where you were, you could call 911. And I in fact tested that today because I saw the black smokes, I saw it start when I was coming down the hill, and I couldn't, so I expeditiously, urgently, with the sense of urgency, a great sense of urgency, expedited my happy ass to the store because I've connected to their wireless before, so I was gonna call 911, and they had informed me that the firemen around here don't get paid. They're all volunteered. I don't know how that works because people gotta live, but they I'm gonna go ask. I might actually go buy them a couple pizzas and bring. Well, not maybe I'll get them some salads. The guys need salads more than pizzas. Where is it? Oh, that was it. Coming back from the bridge. And so when I got to the little market down there, and they said, okay, so now I'm calming down because I'm like in a heightened state, right? Emergency. heightened state, calm down, you know? So I'm like trying to ground myself. I'm trying to, okay, get back to my bearings, stuff like that, you know? And then this nice young man comes in, and he tells me, and he's in a heightened state, and I could see that he's like up here, and he was like, I just came from there. He said I was the first one on scene. He was there at that fire. He said it's my neighbor's house. He saw it start. He went over to let all the animals out. I said, sir, you are a hero. That is an act of a noble man. The world is a better place. It was going to be okay because of people like you that are willing to take action. I am so tired of society standing by to record stuff without taking any action to stop. You know, and I'm not condoning like people go out and be vigilant. I know, don't put yourself in. At least, you know, how come I've never seen a video where there's like something going on? You know, everybody's got their camera out anyway. You know why there's looting, or somebody like I guess their people are starting with their shootings again. Where are the prayer wars? Where's the recordings of people, God praying for the disgruntled individual that is, for peace over this heart, that if there's a spirit in this being, that I implore spirit to touch this, God creator, good orderly direction, to touch this heart, if there's any spirit in it, to put down the weapon. Do not cause harm to anyone. How come I don't ever see that stuff? Because that's not cool content. Good orderly direction, God, don't hurt them. It makes for better stuff if people record people suffering and pain and strife and all that weird stuff. That's what people want. So what I want to do, I need to figure out how to do a nonprofit. I need to start a nonprofit. So that way when stuff like that happens, I mean, I could do it now. Like, if anybody wanted to donate, if they saw this video, I know who everybody knows everybody in this area, right? Everybody. I'm getting to know people. I still don't get out a whole lot, but the nice man's name was Daly. Daly was his name. Thank you, Daly, for your service today. And he went inside and stuff like that. And then I was like, well, shoot, And then they're like, well, they're worried that the grass around the area is going to catch. And so I felt compelled to excuse myself and make sure I come home and be on standby with old Mamo here, make sure. But they put it out pretty quick, I think. Unfortunately, it's a total loss. I think that I don't know any report of any loss of life from the animals or stuff like that. I do believe it was like, like a family and they both worked, so they're in town or wherever they're, So it was that kind of a situation. I would see, that's the thing is, like, tourists, how many millions of dollars go in driving through Taos every day, just within the pockets on the car, what people are worth. Yet, they don't care. Like, in these towns that aren't supported by freaking nothing, there's no industry. It's all tourism. They sustain themselves on freaking people that freaking are self-centered individuals, human beings that just only care about having fun and stuff. And what about the people in the community that freaking, go to work and then they lose everything, got to come home, Was a local hotel going to put them up? Their because not everybody has family. Not everybody has a support system. And that's why we got to create a world so that everybody can have some kind of support system. Because just being an autonomous being on this planet, everybody should be allowed to do that. To travel and roam freely. Unless you're one of them criminal types, then you deserve to be locked up. One human being should never, that's like the universal law. You can't hurt people. You can't cause harm. It comes back. I know this. I speak from experience, direct experience. It's just not a good place to go. Living when you're with your heart and with the heart space of things like spitefulness and all that withholding and greed, all that stuff, it's going to give you cancer in your butt if you're not careful. So, good things that happen. I had an experience with all the things with being gone so long. I had a realization this week. I have been and I've talked to people about like dog feeding and stuff like that. Now, I'd only been giving my guys 3/4 of a cup. I got these little measuring cups that I got at the vet. So they got a cup, right? Oh, that's the cup. I've been giving them like a cup, right? So a cup and a little bit more. Okay? And I put it, 4 of them, 4 dogs. And then I started giving them like this much. So it's a little under a cup. Okay? A little while ago. Because they're older, they're less active. They don't need, not burnt, they don't need to eat that much. And it causes all kinds of stomach problems and stuff for them too. Because they don't, I mean, I imagine what this world would be if like, if, if products were made for the betterment and not the ill health of the animal or person or whatever. Maybe we can change it. I'm hoping that we can turn things around because things are getting dire out there. So the other day, I realized, because I soaked it longer, how much dog food expands. And they eat it and then they drink water and then it just expands. So I went to feeding them one of these to this, and now I soak it longer. 1 cup and 3/8 of a cup. So 1 full cup and that much is how much dry food I give them now. I soak that for over an hour. It expands 4 times the size. I feed 4 dogs. Because the wet stuff, it's 1 cup. I have another measuring cup that I scoop their food out. Because they're all about the same size. Their stomachs are about the same size. Right? So I went from 4 of these cups to 1 3/8 feeds 4, and I think, oh my God, how many people are overfeeding their dogs? There's so many people that, oh, and ever since, like, and then they get these. Good boy, out of pants. Then they get these. They get different flavors and they get half of one. They don't even get a whole one. And they have probiotics and stuff in them. They love them. Sorry, Artie Pants. They got all kinds of flavors to mix it up and stuff. They got the red ones, the green ones. These, they don't like. It makes their. I don't know about the carrot and pumpkin. Maybe if it was like pumpkin or carrot, but both of them kind of makes, but they go to the bathroom less often. It's way healthier. Their stool, their poop, their bowel movement is a lot healthier. It's not all loose, because it's just amazing. It just baffles me. I'm floored by it. I'm just floored by how much, but they got like more, they're like, let's go out, and I'm all for it. All right, let's go walk around, let's do it, They're all good DOGs, huh? Pretty girl. You're so sweet and smart and funny. Yes. Good girl. So, whatever, it's all about quality of life. And I live in a place where people don't care about stuff. Now that's, to me, that is like what is inhumane. When people are inhumane, when human beings, we're supposed to be the custodians on the earth. We're the one with thumbs. We're supposed to just like create like as far as in my mind, when I was a little girl, I always picture like a whole planet just covered in gardens and fruit and vegetables all over the place. Just free, right? Everywhere, and people just roamed around and traveled from one place to the next, but it wasn't everybody had the same opportunities to do so. It wasn't split up by class or economic background, or if you get one of these, a passport, or you got to have this paperwork. All that stuff is just gives somebody the right to say no, you cannot pass. Things got out of hand. I mean, human beings were animals. We're supposed to just, make things cool. I mean, and animals migrate. So I think about all of the freaking migratory paths that human beings had throughout the years from South America all the way up to Canada. But no, then freaking you got these freaking tight asses and freaking $10,000 suits to come along and say, no, you can't do this and no, you can't do that, because I went to college and took poli-sci classes, and studied law and took the LSAT and then took the bar exam, and I can type really fast, and I can remember stuff, so I passed the test, so I can designate how the majority of people live their lives. And then they got greedy and opportunistic and with their own special dealings, and then the people that, they were supposed to be looking out for, they quit, and now the cracks of society are freaking... Because it sucks that, like, there's so many people that have fallen through the cracks of society at this point in life, because there's more, like, millionaires and billionaires than any other recordable time in history. So there absolutely should not be that way. That people just don't want to freaking share the shit that they got. And how many people didn't even, like, earn the shit that they got? And they still don't want to share it? And then they got this mentality that their stuff, my stuff is my stuff, and your stuff is my stuff. It's out of hand. It's gotten terribly, terribly out of hand. Hi, Tess. How are ya? Hey, Oka, hey. So, I'm glad to be back. I did one live on the other channel, but since it's Third Eye Activism, I'll probably post like this happened today when I came back to look at the horses from meeting the baby horse. That baby horse was born on October 3rd. I posted it on Twitter. These people, they were there for like they were there standing around because when we went down to see the horses, this is why nothing ever gets done in Taos. Because these are the city employees. I mean, this was at what time? So this is 1:30 in the afternoon. They did a small strip. They were clearing brush off the road. Like, I'm like, what are you guys even doing, right? So they stopped, and then this woman is like, I'm going slow. I'm going like 10 miles an hour, because they're not leaving me any room to pass. And then that guy moved over more. He was just blocking the road. He was just being a freaking hog in the road. That's all. He was just being a jerk. He was just being a clog, and And so they make what? $20 an hour. So that's 20, 40, 60 bucks an hour that these guys are making to stand there talking to this Karen with her dogs, and she's doing the whole tell him I'm going 10 miles an hour. She's telling me to go slower, and I'm like, put a leash on your dogs. I hate freaking when people let their dog their dog is like people think that their dogs are above being a dog. Like, their dog is so obedient because it's their dog and they train the dog, and the dog is a reflection of their control in their life, and the dog is it's still a dog. That dog sees a rabbit or a ground squirrel or something that it has more interest than its obedience, it's gonna go after it. And if it goes through my tire and you make me have to experience hitting your fucking dog because you can't put it on a leash because your dog is above that, no. See, that's the thing, is like, people with their freaking broke mentality with what they, it's like you got all these toddlers that grew, and when they were little babies, mom and dad got them Air Jordans because it's some sort of, it's like some sort of status symbol. People buy things because it's a status symbol. It puts them in categories. it's all bullshit. Okay? Either you're a decent person or you're an energy suck. That's all. It's really plain to see. And there's more people that don't want to, that just want to live their, you know, somebody gave them permission to just live your life. Yeah, that's one thing. I like Pam Gregory. One thing I disagree with her on, and she and that Barack Goldsmith, she has that same mentality, and it's that la mentality that if you live the best version of your life, like that is somehow gonna help some freaking kid on the other side of the world turn his life around, and that's that's a cop out. That's like spiritual bypassing. That's like total, like, no, nothing is gonna help that unless somebody helps that person, you know. And I like that my reels are full of people with their you know, helping people, and I want to do that. I've been doing it. I just don't get like the support of freaking society like other people do, cuz I don't do TikTok, and I'm thinking about making a TikTok account. Some stuff I'm late to the show on cuz it's just not my thing. If I want to do things that I want to do in life, sometimes it's not about doing all the things that I like doing. Sometimes I gotta, you know, make that self-sacrifice and do things that make me uncomfortable that I don't necessarily want to do for the betterment of others. That's what living a life of service is about. So yeah, I see this one guy, he has his bags that he hands out to travelers, you know, with like hygiene products and stuff like that. And, you know, I keep trying stuff. It's just that damn Chiron and Aries, man. It freaking... As far as I'm concerned, I've freaking freed up all the blocks I have. It's just people not willing to be cooperating, you know, with any ideas that I have. Maybe that's turning around because my Chiron return's coming back around. Met a couple nice ladies at the store. They both worked there. We had a nice conversation. I can't remember both of their names. One of them, her birthday was September 25th. That's my dad's birthday. And the other, she's a Capricorn. I said, that's why you're always busy. Like, you don't see this woman just leaning around, you know. She's cleaning. She's active. She's, you know. I said, you and Virgos are the workhorses. I said, you guys make things nicer for people like me. The tedious stuff is I struggle with. Anyway, and I would love it to have, you know, just have, because our bills are paid, you know. So it's like whatever extra income we have, I used to help people out, and I would be cool to be able to put freaking, you know, have a fund that when something happens, just say, oh, call Heyoka, just call Marge, you know, and then, you know, have be in good standing with the people in the local community that have hotels, and just at least, you know, like, when people lose everything like that, just give them a hotel room just give them a place where they can feel safe, you know, with their animals. Allow that too, you know. I mean, there's people go through so much hard stuff. We gotta be there for each other to help people out and stop with this division stuff. Talking to me too. Come on. So anyway, I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna get going. I've been talking almost an hour, but it's good to be back. I do have my other channel. I don't know what exactly the strike is for. I tried to, I don't know. I don't know. Clarification isn't something that's real predominant in society, so. Basically, you know, it's like I've been saying my whole entire life. There's clubs and groups, and if you go against, you know, what they're about, they're gonna freaking kick you out of their club and group. And I got kicked out of the club and group for a week. So, whatever. And I've been autistic my whole life, you know, and I'm not so neurotypical. So I never understand, you know, why people do the things they do. They just do them. I don't necessarily get to know. I'm gonna keep talking about it as long as I can. Till next time, it's what I got.